Hi guys, this is Spartan765. Today I'm doing a video on request of a subscriber having problems with the Remington 870 not feeding shells. This particular subscriber said that they took a knife to the one of the cartridge retainers here that prevents the shells from just flying back, and bent it a little bit, and what I'm assuming is that he bent it out. Now I have the shotgun put together, so this is easy to see, and you can see how this works here. I just have the slide on. Now he says in his video that he'll put the shell in, the first one in, and the second one in. And the first one, he says, comes out fine. And the second one, he pumps it, pump it and slam it back like 8 times. Okay, now, one thing I am thinking of here is there's 2 possible problems that you could be having. There's 2 shell retainers. There's this one right here, and there's this one right here. Now I picture someone taking a knife and bending something, which would mean that they bent it out, so that when this little nub, see this little nub right here on the slide arm, that's what engages that. Now what I'm thinking is what he did when he bent that is it engages it, but barely makes it so it's holding it. And then when he slams it back and forth 3 times, it vibrates it just enough where it pops out. Okay, now my advice to fix this is well, it's kind of complicated. And something like this you got to be careful with, because this is a hardened, these are hardened steel, and these are tempered springs in here, bar springs. And if you don't do this correctly, you can actually snap it off. And if you snap off one of these bar springs and you don't know much about gunsmithing, it's going to cost you a fuckload to get it put back together. Okay? Now, what I'm going to tell you to do, regardless whether it's this one, you're going to have to look. Take the receiver apart like this and just put the slide on and watch to find out which bar it is that's doing this. And the one where it barely engages, or it's just holding on to that shell a little bit, what you're going to have to do then is you're going to be very careful. You're going to take, this is the hard part here, you're going to try to get in at an angle. I'm not going to bend this one at all back. You're trying to get in from here and try to bend it back. This one isn't bent, so I'm not going to bend it, obviously. You know, you gotta just try to get in there with the pliers of some sort and bend it back. Now that is not an easy process to do, I will tell you that. It may help a little bit if you even take out the follower, like the spring, because it gives you a little more room. But you know, I'm pretty experienced with gunsmithing, and even myself getting that pliers in there. I mean, it's doable, definitely doable, but it's a little complicated. But if you follow this video correctly, you'll be able to do it. Okay, so I'm going to illustrate this one more time. You load in your shell, you pull it back, and there's two interrupters. The first one is for you put your shell in, and then that'll go back here. Now we're going to pretend that flies out, and there's the second one in there. That second one, this is what it stops the shell from just flying out and letting it feed, this one here on the left. Now when you push the slide forward, watch here as this other one engages it. This one releases and the other engages. See? Move forward about 1 millimeter or 2. Now when you pull her back again, and he described it as being able to see the brass. So I'm assuming that that means that it's this one right here, but I don't know for sure which one he's talking about. Either way, it's the same process. You know, it's catching a little bit, and he's described having to slam it back and forth several times in order to get to work, and that is telling me that this is just barely holding on, and that those vibrations from slamming it are making it go. Now, slamming it back and forth is not what you want to do. I mean, that's just not good in the gun. But try to fix it the way I did. Remember how I said be careful when trying to bend those back, because if you have to you snap this off, you're going to have to pull this other thing out and I think if they're tack welded in there or something like that. No, they're not. They're forged, or they're peened in there. Never mind. But that's the video. I hope this helps you with your problem. Anybody else who's having this problem, I hope it helps. You guys got any more technical questions on the 870 or any shotgun, Mossberg 500, Winchester Ithaca 37, anything like that, feel free to tell me. Trigger disassembly videos, I can do those if you'd like. Bolt disassembly videos, pretty straightforward, but I can do that if you'd like. Anything really. But if this helped, you got any comments or questions, send me a message. Spartan said $5.